This program is brought to you exclusively by Bintu Report.
Are there truly any shortcuts to economic advancement? The answer is clear. Education is the key to unlocking prosperity.
Tidak guna Sarawak kaya tapi rakyat miskin. Kita mau negeri kita kaya dengan sumbernya. Rakyat pun kaya juga dengan ilmu pengetahuan. Belajarlah sungguh-sungguh.
The motivations to learn is personal. Students who perform well and also excel and eventually, excel in their career is because they want to be excel.
But is education truly accessible for those who aspire to rise?
It is not investment by the government or by the parents or by the student itself that ensure the success.
Well, exciting developments are ahead in Sarawak as it gears up to fulfill its vision to provide free tertiary education for qualified students. Stay with us as we explore more about this transformative initiative that could shift the decimal point. Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Padigi Tan Sri Abang Johari Openg has sparked a wave of excitement across Malaysia with his bold announcement by offering free university education for all qualified Sarawakians starting with his first intake in 2026.
We must aim high. We cannot be like this all the time. If other people can lead, why can Sarawak lead? Let Sarawak be the leader.
Even though this groundbreaking policy promises financial relief for many families, but it is designed to be inclusive, as students will not be selected by household incomes, urban or rural backgrounds, or racial and religious identities. Providing free tertiary education is not merely a plan to help the poor, but a strategic move that could propel Sarawak to the top of the game. Today, we have an opportunity to know more about this with one of the universities involved. You're here with us to tell us more on the term free tertiary education. Now, from your point of view, what exactly is the concept of free tertiary education and how do various countries approach it?
In the case of Sarawak initiative, the free education refers to Sarawak government's pay the tuition fees instead of students or the parents of the students. Different countries approach free educations differently. Based on their own economy and social and also political landscapes.
From your point of view, why give free tertiary education? And as we know, economic prosperity is one of the key enablers, and as well as education as well. So how does it benefit us economically?
It is the premier of Sarawak aspirations that no one should be left out from tertiary educations because of the financial constraints. So he's aspired that free tertiary educations can improve the accessibility to tertiary educations, and with this greater accessibility, the state can build a highly skilled and knowledgeable workforce that is essential for our economic growth and competitiveness.
Sarawak reported that its plans are on track to provide free tertiary education for qualified Sarawakian students at its 5 higher learning institutions by 2026. Now, to prepare for this, the Sarawak Education Department and universities have been proactive in researching successful global education models. Sarawak is the first state in Malaysia to actually implement the free education policy. Now, other than that, what makes Sarawak's policy this time groundbreaking than ever?
As you said, Sarawak is the first state in Malaysia to offer free tertiary educations and to Sarawakians. This is an initiative that sets Sarawak apart, and it's part of our aspirations to be a developed state by 2030. Inclusivity is part of the post-COVID development strategies 2030, and Sarawak government is in the way creating opportunity for all Sarawakians and equip them with the skills and competencies that they need for the future.
And Prof, we all know that definitely this has been in the pipeline for long. For yourself, were you surprised when it was announced that Sarawak was going to have a free tertiary education for all?
No. Sarawak has been focusing on education all this while, and I believe that this is just part of the premier bigger plans for Sarawak economy.
It has been in the pipeline since it has been announced that there's economic stability for Sarawak since 2020. I mean, definitely most institutions have already known that it is going to be free for all by 2026. I mean, moving forward, what is the plan by stages, to cater to 25,000 intakes as his target? I mean, moving forward as one of the think tank, what do you think about that?
The Premier has announced earlier in 2023 that this initiative will start in by 2026, and therefore I think we have to wait for his announcement on the plan and the details. But at this moment, Ministry of Education's innovations and talent developments have been working closely with the some group of universities and colleges on the implementation of this initiative. We are trying to make sure that this initiative will be executed smoothly by 2026.
Currently, it is still at the planning stage, and what are also the other universities involved? I mean, what is the strategy that currently Swinburne and the other 4 universities are working towards, actually?
At this moment, the Yayasan group of universities and colleges have been working very hard together with the Ministry of Education's Innovation and Talent Development to plan for these free tertiary educations. And we have many workshops and also meetings to prepare for this 2026 so that this plan can be executed smoothly by the times when we are all ready for this initiative to be implemented.
Right, now we know that, I mean, with the background that you have, in civil engineering, it's one of the STEM subjects as well. And for the state to give free tertiary education, particularly for this sector, I mean, in your personal opinion, what do you think about this? And in the pipeline, we're now in 2024, another 2 years in 2026, we are about to close the curtains on 2024. What do you think personally, in your opinion?
As a STEM graduate, with the current proposal of free tertiary educations focusing on STEM courses, this is one of the very noble initiatives to ensure that Sarawak continue to grow, especially in terms of embracing technology and innovations. This is very important for our next economy, transitioning from natural resources economy to knowledge-based economy. So this is part of the talents developments that's required to ensure the future growth of Sarawak, especially in the area of high technologies and in the area of innovations.
When you talk about knowledge-based economy, the transition itself, I mean, with the academician and also with the expertise that you have, maybe could you share with us more on the transition and towards Sarawak achieving this target by 2026?
I think from the Premier's post-COVID developments strategies 2030s, it's very, very clear to us that our premiers have a big plan for Sarawak. So with these 3 tertiary educations, the talent development part is a very essential part of the plan to ensure that we have the talents and the human capital for this sort of economy. A lot of people think that to find a job is a success, but I think more in new generations, it's not just about grabbing a job, but also creating jobs.
In 2024, Sarawak made its commitment to allocate 343 million ringgit in its education budget. With an impressive 65% went into human capital and talent development programs, while the remaining 35% was to foster innovation and knowledge-based economy. As Sarawak gears up to provide free tertiary education, we can expect a substantial increase in its education budget. Yet, the government is still resolute in its mission. All right, Prof. Now this comes into another question. By giving free education, tertiary education, definitely with the financial investment that Sarawak is going to have, it's going to put a strain on Sarawak's financial resources. So what do you think about that?
During Premier recent interview with Singapore news outlet, he said that Sarawak's economic strength means Sarawaks can afford to give back to its people, like the free tertiary education initiative for Sarawakian. He also meant that to uplift its people from poverty through education.
And then when you mention through education, definitely, with all the financial investment they're going to make and admissions and with the vast number of enrollment, definitely there's a need to have an increase in the building capacity, infrastructure development. So in your opinion, to cater to that mass need of people and enrollment, are we really ready for that, or what are the steps being done as one of the think tank?
These are the challenges that institutions of higher learnings here have to prepare and to face. From students support services to buildings, upgradings, and also staff trainings. All these need to be prepared from now until 2026.
Without funding from the students' fees, how will the government provide finance for this free tertiary education? Well, the investment will be significant as universities will need to equip their learning environment with cutting-edge tools and technology. How about the quality of it, to cater to a number of enrollment? How about the education, quality of the education that we are actually offering? Will it be maintained, or do we have to have collaborations with other stakeholders to make it quality, free tertiary education for all?
For a university, with or without free tertiary education, the qualities of the deliveries and the qualities of our courses have to be uphold, with or without free tertiary education.
That's right, Prof. I like that. With or without free tertiary education, quality has to be maintained. Now, as we dive down a little bit further into education, we mentioned that free tertiary education involves STEM-related courses and also STEM courses. So for the viewers and the audiences, maybe they want to know from us generally, STEM is defined as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So what about those STEM-related courses? What are the examples of those who want to pursue tertiary education in these courses instead?
STEM-related courses could be covering courses like quantity surveying, covering architecture, covering courses that is technology related such as designs, and many more courses that could consider to be professional courses such as accounting and finance. So these are all STEM-related courses that the Premier of Sarawak have announced earlier that it will be included under the free tertiary education initiative.
And also in our conversation earlier, Prof, you mentioned that another pride of Swinburne is being the Hive, and the Hive itself is catering to the design students. And are those also STEM-related courses as well?
Yes, our STEM design courses are technology-based. They are digital designs, which include multimedia designs, VR, AR. So that's why they are considered to be a STEM-related courses.
See, you talk about VR, AR, and also, incoming, we are all hot about AI. The digital inclusivity is definitely one of the most sought after sector. And also, not leaving also as well the non-STEM related courses, with free tertiary education. What else is being offered? As you mentioned earlier, non-STEM related courses are also most sought after. So what do you think about that? What's your opinion?
For non-STEM courses such as humanities or social science, they are not left out from this initiative. The courses that's being offered in these areas were able to get financial assistance from other Sarawak government agencies such as Yayasan Sarawak. Students that pursuing these courses can get financial aids from Yayasan Sarawak to pursue their studies.
And then one final question, Prof. Being in the field of engineering and technology as well, years and years, and educating students, in your opinion, to pursue free tertiary education in this related course, what is the impact that's going to bring, for years to come?
We are transforming our economy from a natural resources-based economy to a knowledge-based economy. I think that's very important in terms of having technology and people working together to build a better world and in a better economic prosperities that the PCDS is looking after. So yes, it will be everlasting if we get this right.
When you talk about human capital, definitely with the free education policy that Sarawak is going to provide, in your opinion, with all these new sectors opening and human capital coming in to cater to the demands of this growth, how does it bring about as benefits to the socio-economic impact in Sarawak?
So on many occasions, Premier of Sarawak has highlighted that the importance of talent developments for this knowledge-based economy. By focusing on STEM educations that equips our graduates with skill and competencies in the area like technology and also innovation, this ensures that our next generation is prepared to lead Sarawak transition into a greener economy. And not only that with this new economy focusing on tech and innovation, employability opportunity for our STEM graduates will grow.
And you touch on employability as well, and of course with Sarawak and in its efforts and endeavours, Sarawak is already at the forefront of making names internationally in its green economy agenda and its new economy as well. Now, in regards to this, with the free education policy, and on another point, how does it also benefit to the green economy and to make sure that it aligns with the state's visions as well?
The Sarawak, under the leadership of our Premier have embarked on new economy, especially economy on greener economies such as hydrogen economies, and of course looking into the futures that will be one of the key energies that we expect to grow tremendously over the next decades. So we're having that kind of visions from our leaders, and especially our Sarawak leaders. I believe that this embarkments on the new economy, definitely I believe that will put Sarawak in the forefront of the technologies and also in the energy sector, which Premier of Sarawak already said that he envisions Sarawak to be a energy powerhouse in the region.
To cater to the employability, would you agree that with the free education policy made in Sarawak will also affect as well the employability? And what about in catering the needs as well?
As I said earlier, I believe that the opportunity for our STEM graduate definitely will grow with this new economy. I believe that is one of the reasons that the Sarawak government's actually looking into this free tertiary educations. So this is a very foresight of our Sarawak leaders again, not only preparing our talents and the workforce for the future, but also to ensure that all the investors and also others providers that are coming in to our states will be able to run their business here with the talents that we have grow in Sarawak.
Yes, Prof. And evidently you pointed out a very important issue, which is, for other investors to come in and work together with the talents of our state and our region. Next also, Prof, some say, maybe we can debunk a little bit of myth. Some say that if a student does not invest in tertiary education, then the motivation for them will also be hampered. Well, what do you think about that?
The motivation in pursuing higher education is not just only financial. I always believe that the motivations to learn is personal. Students who perform well and also excel and eventually excel in their career is because they want to be excel. And they want to secure the future through education. So it's very important that to know it is not investment by the government or by the parents or by the student itself that ensure the success of a student or a graduate. University produce graduates, not certificates. So we produce graduates that learn that with the skill of able to continue learning for the lifelong learning perspective.
Right, and earlier we had in our conversation earlier, maybe you can also share that the common misconception that people often have, or graduates often have, in mismatching. So being an academician, for over 2 decades, you being here and have seen a vast development, what exactly is deemed as a mismatch in the current era now?
Yeah. I think it's not about students or graduates do not have the knowledge, whether they have the skill and the competencies that is required by the industry. So the mismatch happens when what the student had or learned is not required by the industry, especially their requirement in terms of the competencies that to perform the job. So it's very important that the university ensure our courses are up to date, ensure that our graduates have the graduate attributes that meets the requirements of the industry, and also ensure that we actually always update together with the industry collaborations, our curriculums, and make sure that what they need are fulfilled at the end of the day.
Right, Prof. And also lastly, being in the industry and being in civil engineering, and you've worked for various firms as well. We have a tricky question to ask. If a civil engineer or a mechanical engineer ends up graduating but somehow doesn't work in his field, and opens up a business, will he be deemed successful or not?
A lot of people deems that to find a job is a success. But I think more in new generations, it's not just about grabbing a job, but also creating jobs. So we do have students that embark on entrepreneurship route, whereby they actually is the one that to be entrepreneur. What they are doing doesn't matter whether they're in engineering, in computing, or in design, and eventually they will be successful in their own endeavor to create not only jobs but also to create wealth.
It's clear that free tertiary education is not just a godsend for Sarawakian students and their families. It could create opportunities like never before. If Sarawak wants to thrive on the global stage in engineering, technology and renewable energy, it must draw inspiration from international successes. With a commitment to free tertiary education, we're not just dreaming, we're making waves. Get ready for Sarawak's Vision 2026.
This program is brought to you exclusively by Bintu Report.